Okay, so hi guys, how are you doing? Well, thank you for joining me today as we're going to address fear, anxiety, and worry. So these are normal emotions to feel right now, of course. Literally, our planet is traveling in a new space in the universe, and we are literally showered with new energies that Mother Earth is going through as well as she's ascending and evolving into a higher level of frequency, a higher level of consciousness, and we are being asked to do the same and follow her. So, as we are evolving into a higher level of consciousness, of course, our old stories, trauma, and negative emotions that we've been, carrying for so long are coming up to the surface to be released right now. And fear is one of the biggest emotion coming up for clearing. Everything you have lived so far is actually stored in your brain, and even events that you did not live in reality. For instance, even if you read books or watched some movies that involved violence, for instance, or that actually created emotions of panic, horror, and fear, literally in your body, are actually still stored inside you. So what's happening now also is that not only do we have to deal with our own demon, but we are also part of the human collective, which is like a field of energy where we are all connected. So we're all affected at an individual level and at a collective level. So, for instance, for me, when the news of the COVID-19 was officially released, I didn't actually heard about it straight away because I don't listen to mass media. But for about 2 to 3 days, I didn't even recognize myself. I couldn't understand how I was feeling. I was feeling all these negative emotions coming up, mainly panic and fear, and it was so strong. But at the same time, there was no relationship with my own life. So I didn't know what was going on. And of course, when I find out about the virus, I understood that what happened is then I did a healing session, is that I found myself that I was transmuting the energies for the collective. So the fear and the anxiety and the panic that I was actually feeling inside my body was not even my energy. So, by the way, if you feel that it's the case for you, that you are such a person, that you are actually transmuting emotions that don't belong to you because you're such an empath, like me, for instance, I can work with you privately to unplug you from the collective fear if you need such a help. So the collective fear is a manifestation of the panic, of course, that the ego feels once again. But when we are under fear and panic, unfortunately, it's the survival part of the brain that takes over. And in that position, you are not able to think clearly and make decisions clearly anymore either. In that state, you cannot listen to your inner guidance, and you are more likely to get angry and accept anything, any savior coming your way that will present itself. So especially now, it's really bad because authority will actually take advantage of this to exert even more control on you. So at this point in time, humanity is asked to make a choice. We are at the junction in our evolution. It is one path or the other. Actually, I did a little tarot. I pulled out a card this morning, and the card that came up is actually an archetype for humanity. I hope you can see. It's the sword, which is a symbol of separation, and it's a symbol of also the decision that we each have to make. So here are the two paths that are ahead of us, and it's up to you to decide which path you want to take. So on one path, we will actually go back to the old system that has clearly shown to the planet that it is only working for a handful of powerful people at the detriment of the majority of all the others. And the controls will get tighter, and we will become even more dependent and servants, or even I want to say slaves of that system, while at the same time continuing to destroy the planet and, or I would say, destroy our human dignity in the process. But on the other hand, on the other path, we have an opportunity to come together as a human family and to build a new world based on human qualities and values that are coming from our heart, and that bring respect and harmony to the earth and its inhabitants in general. So I would say that one of the biggest fear right now is not necessarily the fear of death. The number one fear right now is actually the fear of the future, the fear of the unknown. A lot of us are wondering, who is going to take care of me after all this is over? You see, we have all been programmed, at least in the Western world and the modern world, to become part of a system of consumerism. And we are all 100% basically dependent on big organizations in one way or another. But then what happens when these crash? We are simply not used to take care of ourselves. And fear is just not a solution. So I can actually share that if you're afraid of this kind of situation where you're losing finances or you're losing some kind of safety in one way or another, I myself have been through many situations in my life where I've been in dire situation, and every time the universe has always brought me what I needed at the right time in one way or another, wherever it came from, in the form of a family member helping me, new encounters and surprise opportunities. They always came my way at the right time. And I'm not different from you. And you are being loved and supported to whoever you are. And whether you believe it or not, this is the truth. So what is fear anyway? So fear really is an energy on a scale of frequency. And love and fear are actually on the two extreme opposites. I just want to share a screen about that. Yeah, I prepared this to show you. I hope you can see that. So you can see the two extreme. So on one side, fear happens when we are lost in our mind, in our story, when we are stuck in our negative beliefs about our life. It is the realm of the material world of the ego. When you are stuck in the matrix and in the illusion of the 3D reality. But on the other side, on the other end of the scale, we have the highest frequency of love. And this is where we feel united with others and with creation as a whole. Love brings us back to our center through our heart, to the truth of who we really are and where we come from. And through our heart, we're able to come back home. There we can feel united with everything and everyone in all the universes. There we can never feel alone or separated. I'm going to stop the sharing right now. So I hope that puts things into perspective. And the reason why I wanted to bring up the heart is that today we are actually going to use the potential of our heart, which is immense. And we're going to use a technique of breathing from the Earth Math Institute, which has done a lot of scientific experiment, and they say, let me find a quote for you. There. The heart is the most powerful source of electromagnetic energy in the human body, producing the largest rhythmic electromagnetic field of any other organ, body organs. The heart's electric field is about 60 times greater in amplitude than the electrical activity generated by the brain. So you see, we are going to use this exercise because we want to be centered. When we want to deal with fear, anxiety, and releasing all this negative emotion, we want to be centered. So we're going to be centering ourselves, and we're going to go in a journey of releasing fear and welcoming instead courage, resilience, and at the same time transforming fear into love again, its opposite. So if you wouldn't mind joining me, I'd like us to set a pure intention for this healing. So please put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I am a unique, sacred being. I am more powerful than I can understand. My heart is ready to embrace change. I welcome healing, calm, and peace now. So together now, we're going to do this exercise of breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that instead of breathing through the nose, we're actually going to breathe through our heart. So the breathing in is going to go, the breath in is going to go through our heart, and the breathing out is going to also go through our heart. So we're going to focus on that. And I would say, if you really want, like I have done other meditations with you, maybe the visual, any other senses, auditory and so on, they actually make it more difficult for you to focus on something. And I know that attention span is is a problem nowadays for humanity. So I would really want you to be with what we're going to be doing now. It's for your own benefit. So as you start doing this breath, I want you to close your eyes, and I'll be guiding you through not exactly a meditation, just something I again downloaded from Spirit yesterday for this session. So this is what I'm going to be reading to you while we do this. And during the whole time that we go through this healing, I'd like you to keep doing that breathing. So breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart. In fact, let's spend a few seconds doing that. And in order for you to bring the feeling of hurt and the feeling of love even stronger in your heart, you can bring up maybe either someone, a pet, or something, or an event, or nature, a picture of a scene of any of these I mentioned that will help you to connect to a sense of gratitude. Gratitude as well as compassion and forgiveness, all those energies are of a very high frequency, and they will bring you closer to that high frequency of love that you want to experience in your heart. Now, for those of you who are very sensitive, you are probably already feeling the warmth in your heart. And there's an energy that's even stronger than anything, because as I just mentioned, how strong the power of the heart is. And so it's very hard to be oblivious of that feeling. So just get in touch with this. Keep your eyes closed at the same time. And in a few seconds, I'll start reading what I downloaded from Spirit. So as you continue to focus your breath on your heart, I'd like you to listen to my words without, in a way, filtrating them through your mind, through your mental capacities. Because I want you to get what I'm going to say through your heart. I want you to be touched at a different level, which means you are turning off the brain right now. You are not analyzing, you're not trying to understand why what I said is what I said. You're just going with the flow and integrating and getting at every cell level what is being said. So close your eyes, no visual. Hopefully you are in a quiet place as well. Keep breathing, keep focusing on the heart. All you have to do is focus on that breath during the time I'm going to be reading. And I'm going to start now. You are a physical extension of your real essence. You are, in a way, a character playing a role in the greatest show ever seen on earth. And you have a role to play that is very important. You have a decision to make. Will you choose fear and, by the law of attraction, keep then a low vibration and thus welcome a world of domination and tighter control? Or will you choose to relax in the knowing that your real essence, your true consciousness is guiding you, that it sees the bigger picture, and that the light at the end of the tunnel is coming? Will you relax? Take its hand and trust that all is well and all will end well. You are a co-creator. If humanity is an ocean, you and each of us is a drop in this vast ocean. Together, we represent the collective consciousness of humanity, and each drop can ride the wave they want. So will you choose to stay in the wave of fear that is going counter current to the big wave of ascension of many other drops who are creating a wave of hope, leading us to the shore of a new earth where we will experience kindness, understanding, patience, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, peace, and love? You chose to incarnate in these times. At some level, you knew the potential for Earth to transform and to ascend, escaping from the tight grips of the material, greedy, oppressive 3D world. You signed a contract at soul level to be reawakened in those times and to remember your true essence. The time to show up is now. The time to stand up for what you believe in has come. It's time to stand up for what matters to you. It's time to show the world that what you want is a world with opportunities for all, with equality and abundance for all. A world where everyone feels safe. A world where everyone is free to develop their gifts and potential. A world where we all have access to basic needs such as food, water, and shelter. A world where our leaders are coming from integrity and from their heart. A world where instead of conflicts, we have understanding, cooperation, and where we live in harmony and respect of each other. A world where we all respect and live in harmony with Mother Earth, and where we can live at peace. You are a powerful creator by the power of your focused intention. If your intention is to bring about such a world, you will focus on bringing this about and letting go of the grip of fear. Right now, let's do an exercise with that fear. I'm going to ask you to welcome the fear that is the most predominant right now. What is the thing that you fear the most right now in your life? What is frightening you? What is a threat in your life now and for the future? What brings you the most anxiety and worry? I'm going to let you define that right now. Now, when you brought up that fear back up and you're feeling it, first understand that your fear is there as a defense mechanism. It is your instinct of preservation. I'd like you to imagine that fear that you're feeling, you can actually take it out of your body, hold it in your hand. You can represent it in the shape and color that you want. For me, it's a big blob of orange color. And I want you to take that shape and color, and I want you to sit it on your lap. And I want you to hold it in your arm. Don't forget to keep breathing through the heart. This is especially now even more important. Breathe in through the heart. Breathe out through the heart. Keep that circle, that cycle of flow of love coming in and out of your heart. Very important right now. And as you're holding that fear in your arms, just understand that fear is coming from your inner child. Your inner child, that part of you, is right now feeling alarmed. It's in deep panic about what's going on. It's afraid of the future, and it's in need of reassurance. So I would like you to treat that fear as that child in whatever way, shape, or form you have imagined it, sitting now on your lap, in your arms. Reassure that child. Send that child the love coming from your heart. All this beautiful, loving energy, this compassion you're creating with that breath of your heart. Give this to that child. Show the child kindness and bring it calm, like you are soothing your own child. Soothe its worry and remind the child that it is okay, that it is safe, and that you're going to take care of it, that it is not alone, that it is all a journey that will end very well. I find myself when I do this exercise wanting to even do like a slow rocking back and forth movement. Feel free to do whatever feels right at this time as you're holding that fear, which is your inner child being frightened. And just keep it there as you rock with it, or as you are sending it love in whatever way, shape, or form you want to do this that feels comfortable for you. Keep breathing through your heart. And let's keep going with that. You are eternal. You have always been and will always be. You have lived many, many lifetimes before on this planet and many others. Lifetime after lifetime, you have gone through many experiences. You've lived through peace, but you've also lived through terrible conflicts and disasters. And yet, you are still here as a part of the eternal Creator. You forever are learning, growing, and evolving through many, many experiences in this immense universe. You have come here knowing that you would be part of the birth of this new world. You came knowing that this would happen, knowing that you, as well as all your brothers and sisters of humanity, would come to that place where you would have to open your heart and reconnect as the large and awesome human family that we are to help with this transition. What you are feeling right now are the birth pain of an old world giving rise to a new world. And it is time to dare to dream of this new earth. And the quickest way to bring about this new earth is to embody the energies of this new earth. If what you want to experience next is love and peace, then start feeling all the beautiful qualities of the human heart. As you keep breathing through your heart, breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart, focusing on your heart. Think of and feel the quality of kindness, gratitude, patience, compassion for yourself and for others. You have that capacity. And you have deep inside that desire to live such a life and to live in harmony with others. And another thing is, you are meant to live in sovereignty. You are meant to be free and responsible for your own life. You now understand that staying in fear keeps you in the trap of victimhood where you need a savior. You now understand that you are already fully empowered, that you are a unique, beautiful, sacred being, a representative of the Creator, and that you are here to hold on to the light and hold on to love. All over the world right now, people are staying home not only because they are protecting themselves from a potential exposure to a virus, but because they are thinking of others and understand that by going outside, they may endanger someone with a weak immune system. All over the world, people are taking care of each other. And it's not the first time. Going back in time, each time there has been a big catastrophe, a tsunami, an earthquake, flooding, 9/11, what we have witnessed from humanity is people have come together, people have supported each other. Right now, one of the biggest fear is not so much the fear of the virus, but the fear of the unknown and the future. So wherever you are afraid of the crash of the economy and how you will survive financially, or afraid of what the world will look like if the big structures are crumbling down, if you look at the deepest level of any fears, there is the fear of separation and abandonment. We may fear that once we come out of the lockdown and the world is being reshaped, we may not be able to survive. But this lockdown is not as doom and gloom as the mass media are conveying to us right now. It's actually drawing people closer to each other, giving them the opportunity, paradoxically, to find more freedom. A lot of people are not going to work right now. They're staying home alone or with their family. And this is an opportunity to take time with yourself and those you share a house with, and to take a hard look at your life and what you've done with it so far. This also can bring up some fear, of course, as you realize you've been in the wrong job or even in the wrong relationship. But we are right now in a period of reassessment of our life, a reassessment of our world in general. We are experiencing a pause, a break in the crazy fast-paced world that we are living in. This is an opportunity for a huge reboot of our system and the installation of new programs. At some level, we have all been asking for change. Right now, with our free will, we can decide between two paths. One is to stay in fear, in the dark and disempowered. In this path or timeline, we will end up worse than before, with systems that will take away even more of our freedoms. The other path, on the other hand, is to focus our vision on the biggest potential at this present time, that of a world of peace and love. For this, all you have to do is practice the heart breathing that you are doing right now. Breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart, and stay in the center of yourself, connected to your heart, connected to your true eternal self, and hold on to your vision of hope, joy, and happiness for all. "2020 is this crossroads, and each of us has the choice to decide wherever we want to stay in fear and disempowered, waiting for authorities to bring a solution that will involve more control and less freedom, or wherever we are going to stand tall and stand up as proud human beings, showing the strength of our heart and our kindness to the rest of the world. Personally, I choose the new earth. I've decided many, many years ago that I was not going to support the system of oppression, corruption, and exploitation of people and the planet. And between you and I, nothing could make me happier than to be living now as we are riding this wave of ascension and transformation of our planet. If you can imagine a tomorrow when you leave your house one morning and you come out to greet your brothers and sisters with a smile, then you will not fear anymore. Then you will have hope. Imagine a new earth with more equality for all. How does that feel? Does that bring fear to you? Or does that bring you hope and fill your heart with joy? Imagine a new earth with more respect for the environment. How does that feel? Does that bring fear to you? Or does that bring you hope and fill your heart with joy? Imagine a new earth with more solidarity, support, and understanding between us. How does that feel? Does that bring fear to you, or does that bring you hope and fill your heart with joy? Imagine a new earth with peace and harmony, where we feel united and free to express ourselves, knowing that we are supported fully by our brothers and sisters. How does that feel? Does that bring up fear to you, or does that bring you hope and fill your heart with joy? I want you now to think of a child that you know. Could be your own child. Think of that child that you know and that you love very much. They are the new generations. They are the future of the planet. And now we are planting the seeds for them. We are planting the seeds for the new world. So what kind of world do you want to leave behind for them? I hope that you can find a reason to stand up and go through your fears and integrate them and console that inner child who is frightened so we can all move forward. Our children and the future generations are counting on us, and I am counting on you to not let humanity down. After this session, you will not be immune to feeling all kinds of emotions, including fear, because this is what it means to be a human being with a heart. But from now on, whenever you will feel anxious, stressed, confused, overwhelmed, lost, worried, nervous, angry, at least you will know that this too shall pass. You will have something to hang on to. You will know that this is all part of the birthing process, the grieving of the old, and also the grieving of the uncertainty about the future, because you will keep instead the hope and the knowing that we are right now at a deep energetic level, transforming the very magnetic field of our planet, and we are anchoring the new energies of understanding, cooperation, kindness, solidarity, support, peace, harmony, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, and love. So take a deep breath. You can stay with the breath of your heart, because that is the most beautiful way to breathe. And this is the way where we're heading, guys. We are moving from a world that is trapped mentally in that illusion of 3D down to the heart, which is our true connection with who we really are, with our creator. So you can stretch and yawn. And as you open your eyes or not, I just wanted to share actually something that I wrote before COVID-19, before the whole event. I tell you the date exactly. This is in my journal. And that was, I wrote a lot that time. That was the 9th of January, 2020. So this is me dealing with my own fear. I'm like you, I'm a human being. And this is what I wrote. I'm not editing anything. I'm just going to leave it to you and share that with you. So this is a vision that I had. So it's titled Vision for Following My Path Without Fear. I am standing in front of a mighty jungle. The trees and plants are so tall. The space between each branch and trunks is so tiny that I cannot see through. Those are all the obstacles and blockages and fears, all the naysayers, the critics, all on the way to my destination. Now, with my bird's eye view, I can see myself standing in front of that mighty jungle. But suddenly, on the other side, I see a young child facing in my direction. I have to put into bracket that one of my biggest mission on Earth and for the new Earth is to create a new education system based on the child and the heart. So more details another time, but just to see where I'm coming from. So I see this young child facing in my direction. That child needs my help. And I'm the only one that has the key and solution to help that specific child. As soul contracts and agreements were made, I had promised that child to show up at the right time in his life and to give him or her the helping hand he or she needs to move forward in their lives and offer their gift to the world. If I don't show up, if I don't give that child that piece of the puzzle, he may never achieve what he had come here to do. I owe it to that child to take out my machetes and to cut through that dense jungle and cut a straight path to him, to her. I can't read the next word. totally oblivious. I will be totally oblivious of the obstacles and the naysayers and focusing solely on the help I'm going to bring to that child. Nothing else matters. And I just invented a quote that Mother Teresa could have written and talking to me, saying to me, just do it, like the Nike logo. So you guys, in the next few days, if fear comes up, stop, relax, and do again this heart breath exercise. Sit down with that fear and reassure that wounded child or that scared inner child inside you and affirm, I choose to let go of the story behind that fear. Remember that all fears come from a limiting and negative belief at the core. So welcome the emotion of fear that are coming up now or that will come up, and welcome them as, say thank you even, because these fears are pointing you to another limiting belief that you need to clear. So right now I'm actually offering some session private healing to get rid of your negative belief and core belief that you may not even be aware of. I go into your subconscious and I find what are the core beliefs that are stopping you and are at the core of bringing all those fears in your life. So if you are interested in working with me privately, you can private message me on this page. And now that we are finished, if you feel like sharing any other fears that have come up for you, please do so in the comments. And remember, guys, that we are going through energy healing, not just now, but in general, because of the new energies on the planet. So remember to drink a lot. It really helps to stay hydrated. It really helps with the clearing. And I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm gonna wish you a good week, many blessings. Next Sunday, at the same time, we will be dealing with loneliness and feeling unsupported. Until then, you take care. Namaste.